Good evening and welcome to episode 37 of Cow Tech. I'm your host, Adam Ross, and my virtual co-host on the other side is Tyler Slane. How's it going, bud?
Hey, good. Welcome back from the month off.
Yeah, oh man. Honestly, I am going to have the biggest RC hangover at work tomorrow. It's not even going to be funny. But we got to get through this show first. Part 3 of us taking care of business over on the Nitro Buggy. So I appreciate Heat giving me the opportunity to kind of do what I love. And trust me, I beat the heck out of that buggy this weekend.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, it was the Nitro Blast. So doing the Nitro one was perfect. So
Nice.
I'm going to show you guys all the goodies and definitely make sure that it is good to go. So here, I will try and reset it. How's that? Hopefully that fixed it for everybody. But thank you, Jason. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining us. So we got some cool things that we get to show off. Tyler, if you want to start it off and kind of get the show going.
Well, I want you to start off so I can reposition my camera.
Okay, do we want to do the pit light first?
Yes, go for that. And let me put you on a single here.
Absolutely. So as you guys know, this is the pit light that I was testing earlier, and oh my word, this thing is lights out. Going to be one of the best things that you guys can possibly get. The graphics are going to be dialed on this as well. So this is what you're going to get in the box. You got your USB to USB-C, which is awesome. And right now, they do actually have the ones. Mine came with the European, and he has contacted everybody. The replacement ones will be in landing shortly. So one of the things that I want to point out is how much real estate this takes. So as you can see, I have my nice CowRC Moo-Mat, and it is my mouse pad one that I use obviously for my mouse keyboard setup. And the one thing that I like right out of the box is this will stay wherever you want to keep it. Always awesome. So one of the things that I don't even need is I don't even need to have the plug, because what I like to do is I plug it right into my charger. So I have this 4-port charger here. So all I'm going to do is just plug this in via the USB. And then obviously we are, oh, so I was mistaken. I misspoke. It is not USB type C. It is the other one. So let me go over some of the features. One of the features was the swivel. Very important if you have limited pit space, especially if you're doing it at like a clubhouse or limited space where you only have half a card table. Now, this is the first setting right here. Now, it has multiple intensities, and it is crazy bright. Also, if that's not your cup of tea, you can kind of turn the colors a little bit white or a little bit yellow. So depending on what your mood is, you can actually switch it up. I love the white light because it makes everything bright, makes everything pop, and on the Cow mats, it just has that appeal. Another cool thing, and I haven't tested it with my new phone case, but it does have, it works. Wireless charging. So not only will this help keep the bass down, I'm wondering if I actually put my M17 with the wireless charging, if it will work on the bass. That would be next level. Also has the timing function. I never use the timer because typically I'm always monkeying around. But I'm guessing if you were to use this as your home setting, it might be worth it for sure. Yeah, the wireless charging is definitely one of the best things. Used mine the other night, worked awesome. Yeah, I'm impressed. So you guys seen this thing is quite thick, and you see it just loaded up there. So I am really low, obviously 38%, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, Tom, it is a little bit bigger than what I expected, but definitely very, very cool to have. Tyler is setting up his new pit light. He's going to be showing off the desk lamp one. So both options are extremely cool, but I think that the desk lamp is one of the ones that you're probably going to want to have stationary in like a home setup. I know that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to mount it right to this tabletop, and I'm going to have one of the most dialed things out there. So there's Tyler trying to come back. He is definitely dark, and he's ready to show off his pit stuff. So I'm going to kick myself off and let him show off the big leg. Let me just remove myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'm playing around with a new studio setup today. So I'm moving cameras around, and I've got multiple tables set up. So I'm going to show you guys the desk lamp. And no, we don't have a power failure today because the desk lamp does run on electric. So I wanted to show you the full effect of how bright this light is. So here we go. This is what we're talking about here. So this is our desk lamp here. Let me go ahead and turn on the overhead light so you can see what's going on. There we go. So here's our desk light. Very cool articulation on this. So, coming all the way down as close as you want to your desktop area in your workspace. Move it up to get out of the way. The articulation. Moving the lights around. Spinning the lights too. The awesome skins. As we have everything gets a skin. So really cool, spins around, moves around. Let me move my bottles here, get those out of the way. But moves around really nice around the desk. Gives you tons of light. As you can see, this is it's really like two pit lamps. So tons of movement, up and down articulation. The head pivots. It's just a really neat. There's really not a position that this thing can't go in. So you can concentrate kind of like two lights in one space. You can move lights if you have like two projects going on at once. But this is something I think is really upped the CowRC game, just with the versatility of this light, and then how well it really looks and works. So a couple things. Let me kind of let my camera adjust here. So here's the controller right here. So we've got on button. We've got, you can dim the lights. So as you can see, getting a little bit dimmer. You can still see the lights are on. Get it brighter. Super, super bright. And you can change the actual color of your light. So you got like an amber, have a natural, and then an LED. So really cool option, for your desk lights. And let's see, we're talking about, so the pit lights have landed. They are shipping. The pre-orders have already shipped. And everybody should be kind of getting these already. So I see comments that people have actually received theirs. So hopefully you guys are really enjoying them, because I'm enjoying mine. I showed this, I don't know, it was probably a month ago. Showed the light and really liked it. It looks really cool with the skins on it. I think that's kind of one of my favorite parts. I did the Reaper skin. I think I like this skin on stuff that has like a black background. It just makes it look really cool. So my personal favorite for these types of projects and parts. But yeah, I'm really digging it. I'm curious to see what you think of yours, Adam, once you get it unboxed.
Oh man, honestly, I can't wait, because there's a couple people saying that they actually have it where they have them mounted and everything, and I think that is the secret right there. Obviously, I'm a little bit more mobile, so having both options are obviously super cool. I can't wait till I get the green streak all over mine, so it matches all of the stuff that I have. But they were asking if it was on the website. Yes, it is. So all you have to do is pull up CowRC.com and go into lighting. Now you got to enlighten yourself with all the options you can shake a stick at. And of course, both of them have the skin. So mine doesn't have the skin yet because I just took it out of the box. But Tyler actually has his all set up and looking fantastic. Also, while we're on the subject, hashtag cow lights if you guys want to win at the end of the show, baby. We got both of these lights now ready to rock and roll. So hashtag cow lights.
Well, here's another part that we totally forgot to mention. So today's a special in addition to the hashtag. So today during the show, if you guys purchase a pit light or a desk light and use the code Cow-Tech, so you're going to save yourself 10% off. Plus, we're going to throw in a mini mouse pad mat with magnetics. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. We forgot to mention it, but during the show, if you purchase a light, put in the Cow-Tech in addition to the 10% off. It's during the show, so you always get the 10% off. But the show, so you get 45 more minutes to get your free mini mouse pad with magnetics.
And one thing I wanted to mention, it also has a full-size USB pass-through. So if you want to actually charge multiple things or have things doubled up, it actually has a USB pass-through, which is super cool as well. So don't worry about taking up your only one USB plug. It has multiples. Hey, do you have the skin on yours?
Yeah.
Show that off. There it is.
I was just blinding myself. That wasn't fun. Yeah, so let me pull that up there. Still a little bit shiny. There we go. Yeah. Does that look cool? Ah, there we go. Turn that off. There. That looks cool. I mean, the wireless charging is really cool. I didn't know if you noticed. I just noticed this today, Adam. Like at the bottom, you have this little red power indicator. When you put on your phone, it turns blue.
Oh.
So when you know if it's actually charging. Yeah, I just found that out today. I was playing with it, and I'm like, oh, it turned blue. Nice. So, yeah. No, slick. I mean, it's super, super light. I mean, look how small this thing folds up.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it fits right in the top drawer of my pit bag. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's super. I mean, look how thin this thing is. It's like literally the size of a magazine. It articulates here, so it moves. It moves around. It's just really versatile. I mean, I've gone. I used to have like an Ott light, and those are good lights. They're much more expensive than the CowRC version, but they're also a lot bigger too. So that was what I ran with when I was racing a lot. Is an Ott light. This is just a different variety. I think it's got a lot of options and a very compact, lightweight version.
Yeah, it's definitely a no-brainer, especially if you like to travel the tracks. That is something that you want to have in your foot pits. Definitely like that for sure. So everybody's digging your new setup, by the way, and I have to say, it's looking dialed, man. I love being able to see all the stuff behind you. I like the CowRC being centered now, and that's a nice new banner, by the way, too. Or it just looks that much nicer.
I've had that banner for, I don't know, 4 years probably, and I would take it to events with me, but it's pretty large, so it doesn't always fit every event that I go to, but it's great for backdrop. So I appreciate the good words on the new setup. The reason we were going to kind of save a little bit of a tease to end the show, but this is a good segue into it. So after this 3-part series of Adam getting through prepping and maintaining and then cleaning off, tonight's episode after a long race weekend, the next episode 38, we're going to start showing you different mat type setup. So you notice like what I've got here, I've got Stealth Series and I've got Carbon Series. So I'm going to set up different stations down in my workspace and show you different types of mat setups. So that way you can kind of see what works for you. So I'm going to try to simulate some different setups, whether it's cleaning, whether it's just building, whether it's maintaining, some outside, inside stuff, and show you the versatility of the CowRC mat line, because not every mat is the same and all of them serve a specific purpose. So hopefully, and I know we've always had a lot of questions about that, and we're hoping that this series next episode, and it may even go 2 episodes depending on how you guys like it, will help you out a little bit better.
Yeah, and there's so many options now with the mats that having us go through it and answer any of your questions is definitely worth the price of admission, because we want to make sure that everybody's getting their bang for the buck out of that, because it's you guys using the product, and we want to make sure that if you have any questions, any concerns, anything like particulars, because we have a clean setup, we have a dirty setup, we have a sonic setup now. That's my favorite. I'm loving that stuff. We got mini mats, big mats, a whole bunch of mats. So you want to make sure that we are good to go. So the one thing is that we have is, yeah, pimp my hobby. I like that.
It took me a long time to set this up. I tore everything down and reset it up. So thank you. I appreciate you guys recognizing the effort.
Yeah. So what's the largest mat you can make? RC Patina guy, all you have to do if you want something custom, you can go online, you can actually check it out. Yeah. But we'll get more into that in the next episode when we're actually doing the whole segment on pit mats. But you can get custom mats made up and stuff like that. He is an artist when it comes to making mats like that. So I'm telling you, if there's something that you want specifically, you can do that.
Well, let's kind of move on. We got a couple of other items that are new, have just come out or are coming out here. And one, no, this is not a hairbrush. Looks like one, but it's a tire brush. So let me flip my camera here. It's a little bit. There we go. Better. So tire brush. So this is going to be coming out in about 8 to 10 weeks. So this is a test model. So, here, about the size of a tire, right? So the head of the tire. So nice to be able to get some leverage on your tires when you're cleaning it. I know, like the reservoir brushes, I've been using reservoir brushes to clean my tires because I like the portability of it, and I like the ability to put some part chassis wash in it or the tire wash. But I've actually broke a couple of them because I was scrubbing too hard and I snapped it where it screws into the bristle head. So this is kind of the for the people who are aggressive on cleaning like me. You're not breaking this thing. This thing is a solid piece of plastic, nice fat bristle head. It's got kind of like an ergonomic feel to it. So very cool option. So this will be coming out in 8 to 10 weeks, and it'll be sold in a pack of 2, and it'll be for $7.99 for the set. So for 2 brushes for just under $8 is a pretty darn good deal, if I don't say so myself. So I think you guys will enjoy them because it's just another option for the tire cleaning world.
That is pretty cool. They were asking, will it have decal options? And with knowing heat, I gotta say yes, but we will have to keep you guys posted on that one. Yeah, no, the tire brush is going to be next level for sure. Yeah, it's got room for some graphics.
Yeah, it's got room. I would venture to believe, we haven't talked about that, but I would venture to believe it's going to happen.
Nice. All right. So obviously the last thing that I want to show off again is the light, the headlamp light. And I had the opportunity to use it all weekend. Obviously, we had to run off a generator, so going through the entire night, we actually had to make sure that we had light in order to see filling the gas tanks. So this came in clutch because, man, you don't want to have any spillage when you're filling your gas tank. So definitely came in handy. Keeping your hands free. I used to try and balance my phone or something silly like that, but now actually having something that can keep you hands free was worth the price of admission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go over to my dirty station. I'm going to do a kind of little review.
Well, one thing we do got to tease. One more thing.
Whoa! What? Oh, the snot.
Yes, let's show it here. Hang on a second. Let me show my screen here and show you what it's looking like. There we go. Look at this. So this is called Cow Snot. So this is kind of like this is a new product, a new cleaning product that CowRC is going to release here in about another 8 to 10 weeks. The version I'm going to show you a video of is blue, which was just a prototype. That's the type that we have access to right now, but it's actually going to be green, just like this, just like a lot of our products. So really gonna be a really cool addition and something different. And you'll notice from the video that we show how different it is going to be. So again, Cow Snot, 8 to 10 weeks out, and it'll be $4.99 for a jar of this. And the jars, I don't know how many ounces it is, but about the size of the palm of your hand. So the cool thing with this is it's very inexpensive. It is a perishable product, meaning that once you get it dirty, you are going to want to throw it away. But that's why it's so affordable with the $4.99 price. So let me go ahead and show you this video.
Are you loading it up?
Well, I was, and I didn't do it right.
No problem. Hey.
There we go. Okay, restart.
There we go.
Noob here. What do we have here? It is the brand new CowRC Snot, Moo-Snot. So this is, just pull this out of the jar here. I think as Heath mentioned, this is just the prototype. It's not supposed to be blue, but giving you kind of a tip here. So it's comes out very sticky and sticks to your hands pretty easily. So what Heath has recommended is actually letting this sit here for about an hour and let it dry a little bit before you actually start applying. As you can kind of see, it's super, super sticky. It literally is snot. So it feels like a slime. Smells really good, but I'm going to show you this little tip that he passed on, and we'll see what the difference here is in and out. Okay, I'm back. So it's been an hour, and you can see the slime's really flattened out. So I forgot to mention, I put on a piece of wax paper so it doesn't pick up anything else. But testing this out, so look how much less sticky it is. So it's next step is to try it for its intended purpose, to clean some dirt. And I've got just the project to do it with. So yeah, I think this worked out well. So it doesn't stick to my hand, which is awesome. And it's supposed to be sticky enough to still pick up the dirt. So I'll come back with a cleaning video. Okay, I've got the Cow Snot here. I started using it a little bit on this slider right here. So you can see this side of the slider looked just like this. In a matter of 5 dabs, it got all the dirt off. So what I'm doing here, see if I can break it in half here. I took some of this and tore it apart. There we go. So I got a chunk of Cow Snot here, and I'm going to just dab it on this dirty slider here. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's crazy. So got most of that off. And here's another one. I mean, that's cool. That actually came out really fast, a lot faster than I thought. And here's another area here. I mean, look at that stuff. It's in the corners, flat spots. I mean, you don't even have to scrub it, which is cool. I think it's especially going to be neat for these areas right here where it's super, you have the profile of your parts, servos, screw heads, what have you. You can just kind of roll this in here, and I mean, you can look at look how it's picking it all up. That's actually kind of gross. But yeah, look at that. That's all the dirt it picked up. So that's really cool. I like this. This actually worked out way better than I expected. I thought, carrying clean products and having aerosols and greases and lubricants and ceramic cleaners was enough, but this actually works in a whole different way, and I think this will come out really, really nice, especially on the go. If you want to have a nice quick show and shine, and you don't want deal with like wet lubricants or anything like that, or wet Moo-Kleen or towelette or Hide wipes or anything like that. I think this is actually a nice thing. Just pull this out of a bag, and it actually could work really nice. Excellent job. All right. Hopefully you guys saw that okay. But yeah, I didn't want to take up too much time because Adam's got some more work to do on his project. But yeah, that's again $4.99 for a jar of the Cow Snot. Really cool. You know, it's about size of your palm of your hand. And you know, buy a couple of these, good things to take with you on the go for your vehicle, backpack, whatever, and just kind of do a quick touch up if you don't want you know, liquids and things like that. So it'll be a nice diverse product for cleaning for sure.
All right. So thank you for that. And honestly, I got some too. I wasn't able to mess around with it. Heath was a little bit nicer to me and let it sit out for me. So it isn't as bad, but it's going to work just as good. So I can't wait to try mine out. And the one thing that I want to try it on is actually trying to clean shocks to see if it's going to stick to the springs or if I can get in there and all the nooks and crannies without making a mess. I will let you guys know and keep you posted. But as you guys can see, this is super clean still and ready to be reassembled. I don't know if you can see actually how dirty it is. You can I still got grease down in the tail end here and all that stuff. So one of the things that I use regularly is obviously the Cow Blaster. So I'm just going to soak this thing, get it all good to go. And don't forget these carbon mats, take a beating and keep on ticking. Hopefully you can still hear me. And what I do is I let it kind of soak in. While I'm doing that, I'm going to use one of the brushes, and I'm torn between 3 and 4. You get them in a whole set. So I like using the rougher bristles first just to agitate all the dirt. Make sure that I have a good thorough cleaning, get in all the little nooks and crannies, and this will come out spectacular. And it's really easy to get to all the big surfaces with these block style brushes. And when you have everything exposed, and if you've been following along in the previous 2 episodes, you'll see how I got to this actual stage here. And it wasn't that bad at all. So I'm just going to blast it off now again, now that I gave it a little rubbing. So I know that I got it in all the right spots. And then when I stand this up, you guys will see already the difference. And that's just using the power wash on the chassis. You can see step 1, super easy. So let me just go ahead and clean off some of the mud that we got here. All right. And like I said, these mats, carbon mats, just take a beating and keep on ticking. So I also have the mini blower, which is awesome. USB-C. Turn that puppy on.
Yeah, Jet Blaster Mini really, I mean, it's almost like you're wiping it off. That's pretty slick.
Oh, it comes out really good. Now, a lot of people were messaging me and asking me questions about the pillow balls. Super important. Now, I want you guys to see this. I'm going to put one. Oh, here, actually, I have this cool band to hold my nozzle on here. I'm just going to move it down so you guys can see the difference. One is orange. The orange is the actual grease. This one, the yellow one, is the actual oils. The oils I use in all of the bearings. It's even bearing specific. Now for the grease acts almost like an udder butter, and it's fantastic when you put it in the pillow ball area. Once you get it all cleaned up and shined up with all of the CowRC chassis, parts and chassis wash, you can give it a little squirt. And what I do is I just kind of work it in and make sure that I have full penetration on the actual pillow ball itself. And that way I don't get any residue. I don't get any stickation, nothing. It stays exactly where I put it. until I need to reapply. That is the best part of the spray-on grease. You can actually direct it to where you need it. Now for the yellow one, which is the oil, those ones, if you need to get into your bearings in tight areas, you can actually do that with ease and make sure that you get in there with nice penetration. Always a good thing to put these on. And I know I wanted to show you guys the Sonic cleaner. We'll have to save that for another show because it is still set up in the camper, unfortunately. I normally spray it on the bearings, let it soak in, because I already cleaned the bearings with the parts and chassis wash, which you guys just saw with the power wash. Now I'm just going to flip this over. I'm just going to do the other side. And now this, you want it to wait a little bit and let it penetrate. I'm just going to do it on the diff as well. Diff on this side. And if you need, there's actually nozzles and nozzle extensions, and there's also different type flows that you can get for this as well. So keep that in mind when you're on the website and for checkout to make sure that you get exactly what you need.
Yeah, those tubes, I mean, I have not really used the tubes a lot until these two products came out. Like with the silicone, I never really used it for that, and I never really used it for the cleaner and degreaser. But I'll tell you, I only use those two with the tubes, and I usually use more of the higher flow tube. But it's just those products are great to be specific in tight areas, just like you were showing, and getting that little tube in there, and it saves you a lot of product. Like I've been able to make these cans last a lot longer than other ones just by using the tubes.
Yes, and just a dab will do you. You don't need to get excessive with that spray. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is just give it time to penetrate, and you're off to the races, literally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you now with the grease, which is the orange one. We're going to actually have a test for this later because that's one of the most confusing things. I was trying to tell everybody the Moo-Slick, and now that we actually have 3 different products of the Moo-Slick line, you want to make sure you're using the right one. So all I do, now that I got the balls all cleaned up, I'm just going to give it one squirt, flip this side over, one squirt, and this actually needs a little bit of time to cure. So you don't want to do this right before you go for your race. If you have time in between rounds, like we just came from the Nitro Blast and we had almost 2.5 hours between rounds. There was that many entries. So we definitely had enough time to go through the entire vehicle and ensure that it was clean and maintained. Now that we got that all taken care of, what I wanted to do was turn our attentions back to the diffs. So reassembly is now going to be the easy part. We got all our parts clean, everything ready to rock and roll. So what do? We got to start getting our diffs back and ready. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw the 3,000 weight in here just to top it off. Throw that on. And you want to make sure, I don't know how many racers we got following us, but you want to make sure that you are not overfilling your diffs. That's one of the worst things that you could possibly do. You want to make sure that you actually have a good amount, but just up to the top of the gears for maximum protection. It's kind of just like the Udder Butter that you're going to see in a second and how I apply that before reassembly.
No, I actually didn't know that about the diff silicone. I wouldn't fill mine up too much.
Yeah, sometimes if you do fill it up too much, you could get like lock up, hydro locking and stuff like that.
Oh. You
want to make sure that you don't have excess coming out because you will actually feel it getting tighter. Another tip, if you have, check your diff. You can actually drill through, so any of the extra oil, it won't hydro lock and strip your threads out when you're tightening your diff. So it'll push the oil all the way through if you do have excess, which makes it super nice. And if everybody remembers from the previous episodes, me stealing my daughter's pit mat here, she was upset. She got over it. She stole mine at the track, though. So that was definitely a lot of fun. Both kids did extremely well this weekend, got lots of bumps, and we had lots of fun. So now that I got it tightened with the actual electric one, now I want to show you guys what I do. I just go through and I do it in a crisscross pattern, obviously. Take your number 2, snug it up, go right across, snug it up, go across, snug it up, go across, snug it up. So now that you actually have your diff rebuilt, everything's good to go, clean, lubricated. I always write down what diff fluid I have on the back of the case. That way, in case I don't have my good setup notes, I can always do a quick look, and I know exactly if I need to go up or if I need to go down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the Udder Butter. And all I do is I just take the tip of my screwdriver and I just start putting it on just the teeth itself. And this is where you don't need a lot. You just need enough to coat the teeth, give it that protection you need. And as you guys remember, when we tore this down in part 1 of the show, you've seen that the Udder Butter actually stayed put and didn't fling off into the diff case. Now, there was a little bit, but and obviously, as long as you're good with not being excessive with this, you'll have properly covered gears and teeth, and it'll last as long as you need. Now, I know for bashing and things like that, you might want a little bit more because the frequency I believe that you guys redo your diff would probably be a little bit less than what we do race-wise. So obviously I don't even need to rebuild this diff, but we can actually do this for sure. Super easy. So now what I want to do is I want to show you guys just throwing it in and how I would run it in. So throw that in like that, and hopefully you guys can see this. I just run it in, and that way it coats the crown and pinion gear perfectly before I go ahead and put on the back case. And now you can see it's utterly smooth. It is perfectly clean, maintained, and ready to rock and roll. So now I'm going to throw this back together. All right, so now that we got the diff back together, I just want you guys to see how smooth that is. And if you can see underneath, look at that. And you can see I'm not using a lot of Udder Butter at all, just enough to coat the teeth, okay? So you want to make sure that it's just enough to coat the teeth, and I just keep running it in, and it'll stay exactly put. Now, obviously, you'll get a little bit of fling off under high RPM usage, but it will protect all the gears that you need. Some of the best stuff, Udder Butter, can't go anywhere without that. So up next, what you want to do is go through and make sure that the grease is actually starting to give it a little bit of film. So like, I don't know if you guys can smell that, because this grease, the Moo-Slick grease smells phenomenal. But let me see if I can get it close to the camera here so you can see how clean that is and how smooth that articulates now. It actually feels like there's a coating in there. And what you want to do is, though, before you spray any of the Moo-Slick in those at all. You have to make sure that it is 100% clean, because if you're spraying the grease onto any dirt or contaminants, you're going to actually make it stick a little bit more. So make sure that your balls are super clean before you go ahead and lube them up. Okay. Actually, that kind of sounded weird, but hopefully you guys know exactly what I mean. So now that we got it all cleaned up, ready to rock and roll, we want to start assembling this bad boy back together. So we can take the center dip. Now the center dip, obviously, I don't use any grease whatsoever on that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our parts here, slide in our brake, and we'll do the front one first. Boom. Do the rear part. There we go. Now we're ready for the top plate. And hopefully you guys remember this from the first part, but putting it back together is a lot easier than tearing it down. Now, the nice thing is having all these electric tools. I'm just trying to do this as fast as I can, obviously, for the show. This mag brake is going to be stepping it up as well. It's going to have the wireless magnets in the next version, which will make assembly, cleaning, and disassembly that much easier. And you guys also saw that I used the Moo-Kleen electronics cleaner to get all my electronics clean. Sprayed it on the other good stuff too, just to show you guys that it is 100% safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flip this puppy upside down now, and we are going to start throwing this on.
And don't forget, everybody, by doing the hashtag, I think we may have mentioned it before, but Adam's going to give away 2 of his favorite products tonight through the hashtag. So I'm going to guess on a couple of them that he'll pick.
Yeah, make sure you hashtag Cow Lights
with an S for sure.
Yes.
Byron with an S for sure. Cow Lights.
Just to get your chance at winning 2 awesome products.
Yep.
Okay. So the one thing you never want to forget is the drive shafts. You get it to a certain point and you forget the drive shafts, you're going to be like, geez Louise.
Yeah, I think I've done that before.
I think everybody's had that moment.
Yeah, that's happened to me. Yeah, don't forget, everybody, as Adam's putting this together, as in case you joined in a little bit later, if you are interested in a pit light or a desk lamp, if you order today during the show, so you've got 15 more minutes left of the show, and you use the Cow-Tech code at checkout, which gives you 10% off anyways, but you'll get a free mini mouse pad with magnetic. So take advantage of the next 15 minutes. If you're interested in what Adam and I were showing, you won't be disappointed because they are both very good.
Yeah, the pit lights, man, I was so sad when I had to send them back. He's like, oh, we need the pictures and whatnot. And I was like, oh, no. I'm like, don't take my pit light. But definitely happy I got mine back. I can't wait to put the graphics on it. That's for sure.
Well, that was the cool part, at least like the one I sent to our graphics designer. that was the purpose of it, is to get the skins made, so and get the photography. So it was worth it. I was glad to have missed it for a couple months, but it was the wait was worth it.
Hey, we definitely, for the customers, it was way worth it for sure. All right. So obviously, now that we're up to this point, this is where things can get as serious or as, simple as you want it. So you can see that everything is going together super easy. Everything's super dialed. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Let me just get this stuff out of the way. But that is with the oil, the PTFE bearing oil sprayed in there. This is amazing. And for a nitro, the less rolling resistance that you have, the better it is on all the components. So have it, all the udder butter in the front and rear diffs is going to protect and like maintain that, gear set, because we're not easy on these 8-scale fire breathing dragons, and you want to make sure that they are, protected and maintained. Now with the yellow one, Moo-Slick, yellow slick. I got to come up with a good saying for the yellow one, but obviously it is the oil. So the yellow is the oil, and that's what one you're going to use on all your bearings. And you can, I hope you can hear, but it is just so super smooth. And considering that I have a semi-bent drive shaft from this weekend, it is definitely a-okay. So obviously, the one thing that I don't have on my motor, because I did kind of mess that up a little bit, it was 20-minute C main, half-hour B main, and 45-minute A main. So this guy did not make the A because my clutch actually let go. So, wah, wah. So basically now I would be going through, putting the clutch on, doing all that fun stuff. And I don't know if you guys remember from part 1 how bad the gas tank looked. Now you can see how clean it is. It is brand spanking new. Now, I know a lot of people commented on the video I dropped of my mom. We were in her living room last episode, and it was so super cool. But on the video, on the CowRC fan page, you guys will actually see high def video. It's I did it in 1080 just so you can actually see how clean everything comes, because this doesn't really do it justice. How much chemicals and sprays and things that we've been doing to this mat has been amazing, that it is taking it like a champ. Now, if I didn't see Tyler doing it first, I would have been nervous. I'm not even going to joke with you guys. He was the one that actually showed me it was okay to beat on these mats. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. I'm so happy that he decided to go this route. Obviously, I like the stealth ones, but these ones here, oh my word, they have just exceeded my expectations.
Before you go to the next, Justin had a comment about the application for the oil, and
yes,
we talked about it just a second ago, and I want to just share the screen on the website here and show off these tubes here real quick. So Justin, here's so these are the optional spray and flow control tubes. So when you purchase this Moo-Slick Ultra-Thin Oil, you want to add these to your order. So there's two different. You can kind of see here. You got a smaller one and a wider one. So make sure that when you go onto the website, actually, let me back out here and I'll show you how you do that. So you want to go in here and add. You can add the high flow, the restricted, or you could do both. So that if you add both, it's 49 cents more. So make sure you go in and check them out. You get one free, no matter what. If you want a second one, it's another 49 cents.
Okay, so speaking of the sprays and the oils, so now we're going to go back to the orange one, which is the grease coating. And these are my my pins for the A-arms, for the rear A-arms. Now, I'm just going to spray them right on the mat. You know why? Because the mat can take it. And I'm basically just going to roll it in. I'm going to let it kind of soak in. These ones, you want to let it penetrate. Now, this is an awesome tip to make sure that it articulates correctly when it's attached to the A-arm. One tip, I ream out all my A-arms just to make sure that I have no restriction whatsoever. Because if they properly drop and stuff like that, you know that you assembled it correctly. You want to make sure that you give yourself that little bit. So when you actually have it, you'll see that it, especially with the grease sprayed on there, it's nice and loose. So you want to make sure that you have that as loose as you possibly can. So we'll slide that in there. Take this one here.
You know, I'll be honest, Adam. You've already taught me 2 different tips that I
What's
didn't
that?
know. Well,
Oh, yeah?
The how far you fill up your diff with silicone and
Yes.
bringing out your A-arms. I honestly didn't even think of either of those.
Yeah, you want to make sure that when you're rebuilding, that you're looking at all the stuff too, because you don't want to put all this time and effort into getting it all nice and pretty and putting it back together and something's broken or not right. So you definitely want to make sure that everything's all tight, all secure, good to go. And you know what? Let's face it, everybody on here loves maintaining their vehicles, or else they wouldn't be on tuning into the show. And having these products make it so much easier. Because, man, this weekend, I actually sponsored another kid. So I had my 2 kids. They were both running 2 classes. I'm trying to run 2 classes. And this kid was running a nitro truggy. So we had 2 nitro vehicles and then 5 electric. So you want to talk about craziness. There you go.
We've got a 7-minute warning for you, Adam.
7-minute warning. Okay, so obviously the last thing that I'm going to be doing is just putting in the drive shaft, and we're pretty much done. I appreciate you guys following along. So what I do is I actually grab the wrong one, but a little bit of grease again, and I just put it where it goes through the bearings because I want to make sure that it's coated. Spray it right on the mat again. And once again, that is just to go right through. And it's also going to lubricate any of the hinge pin points as well on your drive shaft. So throw that in. Put that through. Good to go there. Good to go there. And then what I will do for you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear. Look at the front. Hopefully you guys can see the front spinning, but that's how smooth it is with all of the essentials. And I'm telling you, ever since Heath went to the new Moo-Slick 3-packs, this is a combo that you do not want to steer away from. So obviously I have just the 2 screws there, and then I would just have to go through and reinstall the shocks and the motor, but that's basically it. Obviously, I am going to have to do one more thing in the next show, and it's going to be the Moo-Slick, because you want to make sure that once you got this thing in final assembly, you got to use the green goodness, because that's the green streak right there. That's where everybody thinks that I have a new kit every time I go back to the track.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I'm telling you, it makes it pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually slide back over, but I'm just hoping that, man, I wish you guys could see it, but I will try and show it off as best as I can, and I'll do another video for the actual group. So let me just go like this.
Yeah, I'll answer a question, Kurt. So the Carbon Series mat that Adam and I both have is the large one.
Yes.
And so that's a 24 by 30. And the Stealth Series mat is also, it's actually an XL mat. So it is also about 24 by 30. So just for size reference.
So, hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the RC Racing cleaning maintenance because, I mean, honestly, if I didn't have these supplies in between each round, there's no way that I would be able to maintain as many vehicles as I can. Now, obviously, the power wash, oh my God, it is a godsend. The mini blower has been a lot better and more versatile than I thought. I was just using it for nooks and crannies and all that. Oh, man, the vacuum attachment is awesome for doing those as well. But even if you're blowing off the excess CowRC chassis wash, it does exactly what you need to do, and it gets in there nice and tight and tidy. The other thing, obviously, I got the new variable speed blaster, and that thing will clean it up, even if you have a little bit. Use the brushes to kind of agitate everything, and you are good to go. The whole package is there to make your job maintaining all of your RC needs easier for yourself. So, man, I think we're good to go. Do we need to give away some prizes?
We do. What do you want to give away?
Okay, so obviously we got to do the oil, because without this oil and protection, I wouldn't have as smooth the bearings as I do in all the kits. So we are going to give away 1 can of the Moo-Slick, and this is the thin oil with PTFE. So this is the good stuff, and I can't wait for you guys to try it, get it in your hands. So hashtag CowLights for your chance to win right now. I'm going to bring this up on the screen.
We've got, we've got 30 people watching right now, and we've got 29 entries. So it looks like almost everybody has hashtag.
Man, thank you guys for sticking around for the whole hour, man. I appreciate it. Okay,
yeah,
so
great episode.
Good luck. So like I said, the first one's going to be the yellow one, the oil. Good luck. Oh, Marco, we'll see if we got in.
Well, you get one more prize, so one more chance. Jeremy wins.
There you go. Congratulations. You got the yellow can of Moo-Slick. So good luck. And just message either me or Tyler, and we will hook you up. Okay. Number 2 is the Ultra Grease. This is awesome. This is the orange one. I don't know if you can see that it's orange or not, but this one is side by side. So you can see we got the yellow and the orange. So we are going to give away the orange one. This is what one I was telling you guys to use on all the moving parts and stuff like that. And it works phenomenally. This is what I use on the pillow balls and all that stuff. And you guys seen it firsthand. So this stuff really works well. I've been putting it through the ringer now almost this full season anyways. I'm trying to think if we got it last season, maybe towards the end. But I know 100% this whole season I've been using all 3 of the Moo-Slick. Because originally I was just the green can guy and all that stuff. But so up next, good luck everybody. It's going to be for the orange can of Moo-Slick. Good luck. Let's see who the winner is.
No, Kurt wins again. I think it's 2. This is back-to-back weeks.
Is that? Yeah, I thought he came up big last time. All right, so Kurt, congratulations.
Congrats.
You got the ultra-light grease spray, and I'm not gonna lie, I think this is my kid's favorite smelling one. It has a really unique smell. So congratulations. Thank you guys for tuning in. And next week, we are going to be talking about mats, and what better way to show off the Carbon Series mats than with the Moo-Slick, because I'm going to have to finish off my build. I'll show you guys what it looks like, but before I put it back on the shelf, you know you got to hit it up with the Moo-Slick.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be beautiful. Thank you guys for joining us. We are at 1 hour. Thank you guys for keeping me on track. Thank you, Tyler, for running the show again. 3rd time's the charm, man.
Right.
And definitely kept the show running good. I appreciate all the questions, everybody jumping in. Yes, Marco, the solder mat is next level. It came in clutch this weekend. You can even see some of the electronics back there that we had to swap in and out. We were going crazy at the track, and definitely having your mats protected with the solder mat is next level. So until next time, episode 38 already. I can't believe it.
It's been a big trip, that's for sure.
Hey, and it's all because of you guys tuning in, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys, and we will see you in 2 short weeks. Until then, keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up.
See you guys.
See you guys.